Well, this has been a big year of fishing. Now I'm learning how to fish the shores of these lakes. So instead of buying a fishing pole stand, in true ladybug fashion, I'm going to make my own. Fishing these rocky shores of Georgian Bay, the waves can really cause havoc on your line. A lot of folks were using metal rods wedged into the rock and braced with other rocks. Generally, they were about 4 to 5 feet long, and combined with a longer 10 to 12 foot rod, you could really get the line out of the waves. I wanted the versatility to put my setup wherever and not have to worry about finding the perfect crack, and be really lightweight for transport. I'll show you my build, and although it's not perfect, it works really well and is quite cheap at around $25 for materials. Now the materials I used were a 2-inch vacuum tubing, which is lighter and cheaper than ABS, 4 corner fittings, 1 T-fitting, and some coat hanger wire or any thicker gauge wire, some chain or rope. I just use an old lighting fixture chain, hot glue and epoxy, which is optional of course. You can use proper PVC cement, but I wanted to be able to dismantle the frame if I needed to make some changes in the future. Well, here it is. I haven't glued any of the joints yet, so everything's quite movable still. But this is the idea, and now that I'm looking at it, maybe I should have made it a little bit bigger based on the height of the rod and where it's going to sit. I'm going to attach a chain or a rope from here down to here on the base, which again is going to just have that tilted either vertically or slightly forward, and on this part is where I'm putting the rocks to support. Gotta continue, put the chain on, and figure out how I'm gonna cross brace it, because we don't want this popping out. Because the only joint I cannot fix is down here, because I do need it to pivot. And of course what happens when you start pivoting things is it will widen the gap here, and we don't want that at all. The last thing we want is our pole to fall from like 4 feet up in the air, and that's not going to be good. So a little bit of a coat hanger bent up, and it's going to be in this position, and that's going to hold the chain or rope or whatever I decide to use. Out on the shores, it held up beautifully. Definitely strong enough, and it did its job. Unfortunately, we weren't able to test it out with a bigger fish, but we did manage to catch a couple small steelhead. I don't think I'll change anything about this for now. I'm sure with more use I'll have a few more tweaks. Now, go out there and have some of your own adventures. This pole stand will now let me have some different adventures in the new year. It's getting cold now, and these smaller ponds are freezing up. I'll be able to pull this out again in the spring and hopefully catch some bigger steelhead and possibly some whitefish. Goodbye for now, Georgian Bay, and I'll see you in my next ladybug adventure.